Welcome to Here's How We Get There. It's the daily show filled with conversations about business and mental health in a down-to-earth style with real-world language. Now let's dive in with your co-hosts, Kenneth Shark-Kinney and Trey Tucker.
All right, Trey, what we're going to talk about today is whether or not Senator John Fetterman from Pennsylvania is truly a sharp-dressed man or not. Now, what's come up in the news is Senator Chuck Schumer, Democrat who leads the Senate, the U.S. Senate, has declared that people can wear what they want to wear on the Senate floor. They are no longer required to go by wearing a suit and tie if you're a man, and it used to be that women had to wear a dress. They couldn't even wear slacks, but now that's broadened up a little bit. It's gotten a lot of blowback, though. Some of it's political. Some of it could be because the man had a stroke, and my mother had strokes, and I remember seeing what she went through in her dress. Others, though, even in the same party, Dick Durbin, who is another fellow senator, is disagreed with this. The Republicans seem to be very against this, allowing someone to wear a hoodie and sweatpants, for example, on the Senate floor. Now, John Fetterman has said that if they pass the appropriations bill to fund the government, that he will dress up for a suit. But that made me question whether or not this is a political thing. Is he trying to connect with young voters by looking like somebody who just woke up from their mother's basement and came out from underneath? But it's a very casual look, and not everybody approves or is ready for that. What do you think about someone wearing a hoodie or not wearing the traditional attire in the greatest deliberative legislative body in the world?
Yeah, let's take politics totally out of this and let's look at it from a psychology angle. Study after study after study shows that you, in your behavior, in your mindset, you will match the way you dress. So if you dress professionally, even not necessarily even formally, but however nicely you're going to dress, your attitude and mindset is going to match that. And for goodness sakes, of all the places where we need the most professionalism and the most focus and the most maturity, we need it in the government. And again, no politics involved here, but what I fear is going on too is that the leadership within this whole structure, and I don't care if it's Democrats or Republicans, I'm afraid the leadership is too afraid to tell their underlings no, because they're afraid, well, if I tell this guy no, then the whole political blowback of that. No, just stand up and say, all right, we're men here, we're women here, we're grown, we're adults, and we're going to behave in a manner accordingly. We gotta get back some level of decorum, some level of treating each other with respect, but also outside the walls, we need to gain back some respect for the offices in that building. The public perception of politicians, I don't know if it can get any worse. So let's go ahead and drop the dress code and dress the way they already see us. Goodness, all right, I'm done with my soapbox.
Well, as you could tell, I'm sharp dressed today, although I'm not wearing pants, which is another story. Just kidding. But
thanks for that TMI.
Yeah, exactly. I will not stand up for this podcast, but there's something about just having a certain level of respect in this job in particular, same as it does for a congressman, same as it does for the president and for, police officer. If an on-duty police officer was running around in a hoodie as opposed to his uniform, would you respect, and I'm using that keyword respect, would you respect the office as much as if they were wearing their uniform? No. And I think that to get into that office, to get into that profession, you understand going in, this is what people need. This is not about him. I could care less, at least for this argument, I could care less which way he votes. I don't care if he's Republican or Democrat, but don't just wear the jersey. Yeah. Wear the jersey with the tie and the coat in this case. It just, we're lacking so much respect in society right now. And I think some of that is really just on him. Again, my mother had a series of strokes, and I remember what she struggled with, but this is not a gentleman who's running through the same kind of struggles that my mom, God rest her soul, did with wearing, pants as opposed to sweatpants. This is a gentleman who was supposed to be fit enough to work in the Senate. And I think the office, regardless of what party, regardless of what age it's in, demands a certain level of decorum. So respect the tie. And as soon as this podcast is over, I'm going to go back to wearing Crocs and socks and, tank top and flip flops.
As your undercover police work requires.
Exactly. I'll see you on Cops.
Thank you for joining Shark and Trey on the Here's How We Get There show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit here'showwegetthere.com. That's here'showwegetthere.com.